Rightio guys, so this one I'll just be covering the stock market. Now I don't really usually cover this at all. I might talk about one or two stocks or something like that, but I've got a bit more time now and I have been wanting to kind of do this one as well. Because most of the people that do watch are interested in this is mainly the stock market and specific stocks. So I'm just going to cover just the main ones that people might be interested, from the banks and energy or mining or anything else, retail, I guess. So if you do have something you're wanting me to look at or show, then just let me know. But I'll just look at some random ones and I'll kind of and I haven't looked at any of these charts yet, okay? So I'm just going to be kind of winging it and just kind of trying to fly through it quickly so I don't take up too much time. And yeah, okay. Alrighty, so STO, which is basically Santos, is an energy company. So just looking at this very, very quickly, we've been down, obviously, right? And now what's setting up from what I see now is basically just bearish consolidation, right? So, which I'll show you right now. So basically markets stair stepping down like as so, right? So stair stepping down, we put in a bearish wedge and then broke down and looks like we're putting another one, okay? So this is setting up, so I'd be looking for, this is a pretty good level to look for a trade to the downside, okay? Yeah, so it's important to keep an eye on oil as well, the actual crude price, and see how it tracks there. But it's basically rallied back up into previous support, which is now resistance, and now we're just basically looking for it to move down, which it should be soon, probably even as soon as maybe today or tomorrow. So yeah. So that's Santos there. Oh yeah, in terms of targets, well, if you're looking for a day trade, your first target is really down at the, let me just get my pointer thing, down at the $2.50 zone, roughly around there, okay? Let me turn that on, okay? All right, so stops would have to obviously go above, around that $5 mark, around there. BHP, let me just change this thing there. Now, one thing the reason why I changed around the colors a lot, right, is because you probably noticed that I do change the colors up a lot. It's just, I don't know why, but it's just my eyes don't seem to adjust better, to the color. Some of them, the colors don't really work for me. It just does my head. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I need to, it's like having a white background. Sometimes it's too bright or something like that. So yeah, anyways. So BHP, so yeah, so we've been, it's been smashed, right, for quite some time, and again, we're kind of putting in this bearish consolidation, right, but it's kind of set up in a way where we will probably see some downside, but I think this might be one of those moves where we're kind of almost reaching the bottom. So now I won't load up the rest of the data, but this one's setting up to be an interesting one. So we'll see some downside, but this might be the last of the down move, one of the last. So we might see another move down like that, but then after that, I think we might see some bottoms. I don't know yet; it's hard to say, but yeah, I wouldn't be going long just yet. All right, if you're planning to buy it. Gold, Newcrest Mining has been up for quite some time. Now, I posted about a couple of years ago, I was, Newcrest was trading around these levels here. It was around here, I reckon. And I started buying up around this level here. Since then, I've held it, it's just, everyone was saying gold was not a good buy, and I was saying, nah, gold's definitely going to buy. Because basically what's going to happen, it's going to get even higher, right? Mainly because of everyone's, going to gold for safety. Not yet. Not a lot of people into it yet because not a lot of people know. But all the other buyers, the smart buyers, are starting to load up on gold now. So, and China, they own a lot of gold mines right now, a shitload. Even Australian ones as well. So I won't get into discussion about that, but gold is definitely. I always said 2016 is going to be a year for gold, right? So keep an eye on that one. There will be a pullback, so there will be another opportunity to buy. So I wouldn't necessarily buy at these levels yet. I'd wait for some kind of pullback, probably down to within. Now it depends how you look at it. You can look for a retracement down to that level there, which is like the sub mid 18s, or you can look for one further down, maybe. Let's have a look. So I like to use trend lines as a guide as well. So if you look for depends how you draw it too. So wait, hold on. Yeah. Hold on, let me just change this line. Alright, hold on. Where the fuck is it? Okay, doesn't matter. I thought there was this. Oh, there we go. So that's what you want to look for. Sorry, I don't use this platform as much as I should. So something like that. You're using trend line. I'm just drawing it roughly in, and so you're looking for probably a range around there. So let's say the low 18s, high 17s, a good area to look for a continuation to the upside. So that's Newcrest. JB Hi-Fi is retail. So this one has been, this one's kind of odd to me because this one's so overvalued, right? This has been bought up way too high. So, but so far this is in a bullish, this is a trend continuation. So as far as I'm concerned, it's going to see more upside, but I don't like the look of it. It's giving higher lows, so that's important. So at the moment, if you're looking for a short, I'd wait for a close below the 21, right? And then look for shorting levels. But for now, it still looks like it's going to go higher, which doesn't make sense to me. So what we could see is a move down like that, and then possibly people will be looking to get into buy, but instead of going up, it might do a false break and then break below. So if it breaks below that, then I'd be definitely looking for ways out of this one. But this one's, I don't know, it just doesn't look right to me. Anyways, Maya. So Maya is basically in bearish consolidation, right? So it's it's there stepping down, and you're getting this like most other patterns, like you're getting this big bearish consolidation. So we're expecting another move to the downside, which even from a fundamentals perspective, it looks like we're going to see some more weakness in the retail anyway. So so retail figures, I'm not sure when they're out for Australia, but that'll be interesting to see. But it's also in the overbought range too. So this is definitely looking for a selling level. All right. So that's that there. Telstra. Okay. So what you're seeing here is a break. This is a trend change signal here. So you have the up move, and then some consolidation, a break, and then a fail. So break below, close. So close below. Oh, I hate it when it does this. Stay in drawing mode. So you got the break below, and then followed by this down move, and then some bearish consolidation, right? And then a down move, and then market comes back up to retest the previous structure level. And rolls over, right? Rolls over, closes with a higher low, okay? Right, and then what we see is a continuation to break above. Oh, man, this is really annoying, really annoying. And then a break above this level here. Okay, so and now we've basically broken and closed above this previous level as well. So this is signaling a trend change. So what we would like to see next is probably another down move and then continuation, right? So yeah, Telstra. The reason why Telstra is going up in this down market, or looks like it's going to be going up, is mainly because people are looking for stocks with, well, investors anyway, looking for stocks that have, where the companies have basically hard assets like infrastructure, right? So like rail networks, those kind of stocks where they actually own it, a hard asset, like an infrastructure as well. Like if you're like the water supply or the roads, companies like what's the one that build the East Link, all those ones, they own all those hard assets, or the company that owns East Link, right? Those companies you would probably start to notice their stocks going up, mainly because they're hard assets, so they don't. So I won't get into that, but yeah, like gold's most of the mining companies are hard. That's a hard asset what they earn, right? What they're trying to mine. So yeah. What's this one again? This is Medibank, MPL. So I've never looked at Medibank at all. This is the first time I've looked at it. So this is really nice though. This is just all green candles. There's really not much downside at all. Like this is just this is being accumulated as it goes up. So there's really hardly any selling. So I'm not sure. I can see the volume here, but I don't know like the actual numbers. So it's hard to say if is it liquid or not. But there's a gap down here, but I don't think that's going to get filled anytime soon. But this is setting up for a very bigger move, right? So when it went IPO, the IPO came out, I think it was about $2, which it was there, yeah, $2. And since then, it's just stepped up. So this is perfect. This is a perfect consolidation move pattern. So this couple of things might happen, right? So providing this pattern holds, you're probably going to see some sidestepping for a while. Okay, so market just pulling in bullish consolidation. Now, generally these patterns will break to the upside, but just be wary that it could still break to the downside, right? So just be wary of that, especially in a volatile market as we are today. But healthcare starting, and you've heard in the news, healthcare, everything in healthcare is rising. Cost of everything is rising. So with that in mind, these guys will probably fundamentally makes sense that the technical should be lining up with that. Okay. Now, last one is ANZ. Now, this one I did a couple of weeks ago, and it's interesting. I want to see it's playing out as it is. So what I said was that the ANZ will go down, but there is a bullish pattern and a bearish pattern. So the first trade, right, is the bearish one, which is I said to sell up at this level, which is the 25.29 level. So if you sold it around then you should see some downside, which you did. So far it looks like it's hit target 1, right? The green line there, target 1. So you can look for target 2s. I reckon there will be a target 2 hit, but we might see short-term upside and then a breakdown, and then potentially going for the 23.40s, right? Now, if that hits, right, there's a buying opportunity as well, right? There's a buying opportunity to go up, right? So the first one's the pattern, right? Trading off the pattern. The second trade is based on a potential trendline breakout, okay? Which is a strategy that I trade a lot, and it works a lot as well. So it works most of the time. So let me just see if I can draw that. Hold on, let me just... where's the freaking line? Shit, hold on. So, let me hold on. Hold on a second. Okay. And all right, I had to fly blind there. Okay, move that to say grey. Let's just say use grey, doesn't matter. All right, so what you want to see is, so this is trend line here. Fucking hell. Sorry. All right, so you got this trend line here. Oh my God. Hold on, let me just do that again. I don't know why it gave me that color. I'll just use blue. And then template, save as default. Okay, save. There's too much fiddling around with this, doing all this stuff. That's what I don't like about NinjaTrader. It's just yeah. Anyways, so you got this trend line here, right? Connecting these pivot highs, right? So the idea is that you want to see the market come down here. Now, it could go up a bit and then break down. That's possible, right? But this is where you place your stops, probably below these levels here, right? But majority of the time from my back testing, this tends to break out to the upside. So what you will see is market go back up and then test this trend line, right? Like these test here, and then breaks below that, and then you should see a shoot to the upside. Now, if this goes up, right, there's another trade to the short side, okay? The short side is that we will see another pattern that will likely complete. Now, I've traded this a lot, and I generally this is the same setup. So I'll see two patterns, or maybe three. So one pattern here to short, right? Sometimes there might be a pattern to buy here too. So you might actually get a lower price. And then as it goes up, there's another pattern for the short side. So I've done this hundreds of times, and this pattern always plays out, okay? Now, even when it plays out, it doesn't necessarily mean it might go up there. It might even go lower and then just roll over, right? But bottom line is that this pattern, the market always ebbs like this, so it's there. Now the risk reward on these trades here too, you got at least a 1-to-1 risk reward. Some of it's 1-to-2, right? So these are really good. So three high probability trading setups. Okay. So that's it for there. I'll leave it there, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Bye.